Big Steel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, yeah, man. So good to have you on, man. You know, we do
Yes.
this anyway. And I just felt like uh, I don't want to keep this to myself, man. Like how we always talk about important issues, man. My big brother Kurt Steele, still the great, you know, I
Stilio.
want him to,
And the
yeah,
old didn't come on. The old didn't come on. Stilio. Hey, man, it's a privilege, man, to be here talking to you today. For real. For real.
that's right. I gotta put. I think I can add that. I could edit. I think I can. I'm
Hey,
still
let
trying
me
to
go
figure
back
out
and
how to
edit.
do that. Huh?
I can go back.
Yeah, I think you might have. Oh, yeah, I can edit it.
Okay.
Stilio, I got
That's
you.
why I put the O on the end.
Got you. There you go, right there, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so, yeah, Big Steel, man. What we was talking about, man, it's this, you know, black on black crime versus white on white crime. You were just speaking on it, so I didn't want to cut you off, but I wanted to make sure that we capture a lot of this interaction. So you were saying about the Black Panthers.
Yeah, man. They was at I forgot what college it is, but I recorded it. I kept it. You know what I mean? And I try to send it to you. You know,
Okay.
I ain't that functional with this phone. You know, I'm OG, and
Oh,
you
you
know
do good.
I'm stuck in a different world right now. But I'm pretty sure you gonna put me up on
All
game.
the time. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes, sir.
What
Yeah, I
college
was.
was it?
Go ahead.
What college was it?
It was a black college. I don't know if it's Moorhead or I know it's a black college. I got to look it back up. You know what I mean? And they sure was all the police was down there, and they was telling them they don't need the army or the reserves to hang around their college. Ain't nothing happening at their college. You know
Right.
that was white on white crime with Charlie Kirk. Don't bring that to the black folks. And
Exactly.
Luke Skywalker said something about it too from the Two Live crew.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I
Well,
understand.
yeah. It seemed like they trying to act like this something new. That's the issue I got with it. Like they trying to act like, oh no, this isn't America. This is exactly what America is. Like that's the shit tripping me out. Like they trying to act like this something brand new. This shit been going on.
Hey
They
man,
just
you right. It sure has. I mean, since the Hambro win, you know, I ain't never seen a brother spaz out and go kill up Taru. You know, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, people at once. I ain't seen that yet, and I've yet to see a black cop kill a white person.
I ain't never seen that either, bro.
So
I ain't never
evidently,
seen that.
you're right. So evidently, they got some kind of hate and larceny in their heart and soul before they got the job. They got the job because they wanted to kill a black.
Exactly. So yeah, that's the white on black, the white on the police. They the ones that inflict the crime, do the crime. They just can get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's what it is.
yeah, that's violence what the police do to our community. Whether
Yes.
they shooting, whether they killing somebody or not, man, just violating, pulling you over and violating you. That's violent. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I was thinking about this son downtown when 3 of them black truck drivers got hung. You know, you look at it, the only person that can stop them and get them out the car is the police.
Right, quietly, without
And cuff them up, subdue them, and put them in the back of their car and take them where they want to take them.
exactly.
You
And
know,
see, bro, like that, historically, that has done some mental trauma, mental violence. Like when they do that kind of shit, it really worked to like reinforce, reinforce that shit to the ones of us that's living to stay in our place, quote unquote, stay in our place. you know, or this should happen to you. This was the same tricks that was working on our great grandfathers. You know, they experienced that shit.
Yeah, it's they kids now. You know what I mean? That they done grew hate in. They done grew up to hate. You know what I'm saying? Just like the guy, who gonna burn the church down after they done shot it up? You know, we don't know the cause right now. We don't know if it's just a Donald Trump call to his what they call them jokers. He got out of jail that sent them all to jail that the White House.
Yeah.
We don't know if he made that call to them or not. You know what I mean? Was he one of them boys, as they say, you know? Or, you know, we just don't know the cause. But like I said, it's been some white on white crime all of a sudden, and they think that it's something, you know, it's something new when the kids in the same militia they is, and they send them up to Sandy Hook to shoot up the school and Oxford and everywhere else.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you teach hate, it's gonna come out. What
I want to do is I want to share a video.
Okay.
This video I just seen of this lady showing all of the like the school shooters, and it's mostly just white people, man. White people. I want to show this video. It's a YouTuber. His name is Afro Think Tank. I'm gonna share this screen. I'm gonna share my screen, bro, where we both will be able to see it. And you see it?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, bet. So yeah, I'm gonna start it from the beginning. This is a YouTube channel I watch a lot.
Going on, Afro Think Tank. Today, we're gonna listen to our light-skinned human brothers and sisters talk about white on white crime. You know, all we do is usually talk about black on black crime. You know, the coons of our black community love to suck white eggplant by constantly talking about black on black crime.
You know what he just said? Suck eggplant. You know what he talking about, right?
When he said eggplant, what was he saying?
That's an emoji. So you know the eggplant emoji. That means, you know what I'm saying? So this dude, he's from Maryland, man. He's from like the DC area. He tapped in, you know. I know you know a lot of people from the DC area, as I do, man. I love my DC family. So yeah, I've been watching his channel. He blowing up. It's probably the second or third time I done profiled him. I don't even know his name, but I'm gonna add the link to this video in the description.
If that's a thing. So black on black crime is a thing, that means white on white crime is a thing. White statistics and their criminality is a thing. And it's a good thing that white folks are now talking about it. Because if you don't talk about it, you can't solve the problem. White folks need to solve the criminality within their community. And the only way to do it is to talk about it. Deflecting on black crime in black communities does not help the white community solve the problems they have. So we're going to listen to these white folks finally talk about white on white crime. So without further ado, tell me what you guys think in the comment section. This is Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
White people, let's talk about it. Let's talk about our violence. White violence. No more deflecting. No more blaming everything on everybody else. Let's confront ourselves. White people in America, our history is so extremely violent. And instead of confronting that, we continue to blame other people for the issues and the problems in this country, instead of just taking ownership of our part to play in everything. It's a huge part. Can we stop scapegoating other groups of people, please, and just look at ourselves? White people, it's time to talk about it. Like, it's long past time. Getting rid of other groups of people in this country is not going to make this country better. It's not going to make your life better. It's not going to make you better. I think white people are so scared to talk about race and to talk about white violence and white supremacy because they don't want to connect themselves to it. We don't want to feel like we're a part of the problem. But unless you're acknowledging the reality of how the US, this country, runs, you are a part of the problem. I truly believe in my heart, in my soul, that if you're born a white person in this country or on this planet, but I'll just speak about this country, part of that journey is to dismantle systems that have been built to oppress other people. The hard work of life is to confront yourself. How do I benefit from the way that things are? And how does my benefiting from those things harm other people? And instead of walking around with, 1,000-pound bag of shame on your back, consider it your responsibility to do that work. Consider it an opportunity that you are in the best possible position to make this world a better place by not accepting racism and prejudice and oppressive systems for what they are and trying to contribute to changing them. Use the privilege that you have for good. I don't think that anybody can ever really love themselves without being honest about themselves, without being honest with themselves. And that work is painful and hard, but it's so worth it. People, you don't have to consciously think that you're better than other people in order to contribute to harm against them. All it takes to contribute to harm is to stay silent and disengaged. White people, can we finally get this shit right? Can we finally take accountability? Can we finally look ourselves in the mirror and decide that this isn't good enough? We're not doing a good enough job. You aren't losing because somebody else is safe and cared for. You aren't losing because somebody different than you exists. White people, let's talk about it. Let's start having these conversations with ourselves and with each other. It's time.
We use words, they use bullets.
This is the man who shot Charlie Kirk. This is the man who shot Trump. This is the man who killed Melissa Hortman. This is the man who tried to kill John Hoffman. This is the man who tried to kill Paul Pelosi. This is the man who killed an Obama-appointed judge's son. This is the man who hired hitmen to kill Democrats. This is the man who ran over a left-wing activist and killed her. This is the man responsible for the Austin bombing. This is the man who sent pipe bombs to Obama, Biden, and Hillary Clinton. This is the man who shot Gabby Gifford. This is the man who tried to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. Oh, and this man. And this man. And this man. This man. This man. This man. This man. This man. And this man. This is the man who set Josh Shapiro's house on fire. This is the Oklahoma bomber. This is his accomplice. These are just a few of the men who beat police officers on January 6th. I can think of a few things they have in common, and it's not the way they use their words or their left-wing politics.
One of the most interesting aspects of this whole Charlie Kirk assassination to me is the white-on-white crime. The fact that this person spent his entire 31 years on this planet preaching the dangers of black culture, gay culture, trans culture, women's rights, all these liberal movements and ideas. And the thing that took him out was white culture, white on white crime. That's what took him out. It was a cis, white, straight, Christian, Republican family man. Charlie had it wrong. He had everybody fearing the wrong group. The group to be afraid of is straight white men, Christian nut jobs. They're the ones killing people. They're the ones shooting up and killing Democratic lawmakers. All these other things are done by white men. Mostly straight. Mostly Christians. Mostly Trump supporters. Share your thoughts below. Follow me for more.
Can we stop for once, at least, maybe in our nation's history, stop trying to blame white-on-white crime on black people? Can we stop it for once, at least, please? Like, we all know when Charlie Kirk was killed. We knew who this was going to be. We knew who the suspect was going to be, a young white man. We knew it. And yet, some people tried to spin this to say it was something else. And now threats are being lobbied against black students at universities. Black HBCUs are being threatened to be blown up. I think 4 of them had to shut down yesterday and today because they had to deal with bomb threats. It was never them. It's never been the black community. We always blame anybody else but ourselves. But the call is coming from inside the house. We are the problem. White on white crime, we are the problem. We have always been the problem. So let's for once stop trying to blame somebody else and look inward and try to address the actual problems that we are the ones creating upon ourselves. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a great day in history.
Tom Day. TikTok uses for educational purposes. Okay. Now, Michael, you always want to turn this around. It's almost like one of those look over there but not over here thing. White people tend to do that a lot, Michael. Now, let's talk about this. You know, the demonstration. Where's the demonstration for black on black crimes? How about where's the demonstration for white on white crimes, Michael? This is a great article for all white people to go read, Michael. Yes, there is white on white crime. Now let's look at some numbers here. The statistics show 84% of white victims were killed by who, Michael? Whites. And Michael, do you remember the Sandy Hook shooting that was done by a white male? And his victims were mostly all white children. Where's your outrage and demonstrations for these kind of things? The Columbine mass shooting done by 2 white males and his victims were all white, but one, Michael. Where was your outrage and demonstration about this, Michael? Now, Michael, I know a lot about these mass shootings and white people unaliving white people. I'm born and raised Texan. My family came here generations and generations ago. And here in Texas, we lead the charge in the nation in mass shootings done by white males. Texas church shooting, who was the victims of the Sutherland Spring massacres. And these are the victims, Michael, right here. And again, this was done by a white male. Would you look at the victims there? Majority are white.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop this video a little bit too long. I ain't gonna play the whole thing.
Okay.
You see, like that's some of the you know what I mean, like the whole difference. So then we talk about black on black crime. Mm-hmm. I think it's related to the white on black crime that we inherited. This trauma, the terrorism that was, displayed on our people for what? Really over 400 years at this point.
Yes, sir.
So I believe that this, what they call black on black crime, is directly related to the white on black crime. And I think that the white on white crime is coming out a little bit more now because nobody ever did nothing about the white on black crimes, the white on black terror so they feel like, well, I can get away with, they get the benefit of the doubt. So
right.
I think they feel like, I can get away with crime in general, not just against black people. I can get away with crime against white people too. Even on the news with this Grand Blanc stuff, man, they trying to make sense of it. If you listen to the news reports, I'm gonna play one of them news reports too. They're trying to explain it away. Yeah, he was, they're trying to get a motive. They don't care about a motive with black on black crime. They don't care about no motive.
No.
They don't even want to speculate because they don't care,
Yeah, they don't give us a chance. I mean, us, they crucify the black man, but the white man, I seen a little dude come to jail, man, and he looked like he wasn't up about 13, but he was 19, and he had sex with a girl like 14 or 15. Okay, his bond was $55,000. Okay, here come the white dude, did the same thing. His bond was $500. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
And that little black dude had never been in trouble before. You know, he was damn near a minor, you know, it seems.
Right.
And like
And
I
he
say,
looked young, yeah.
when they say different strokes for different folks, they mean it, but we getting tired of it, you know, to tell you the truth. And, you know, we've yet to go on to spaz out to kill more than 2-3 people at a time. You know what I mean? We ain't really killed 4-5 people at a time. We really ain't killed no police. I mean, our police officers haven't killed nobody white. It's always white on black crime, but when it comes to black on white crime, you know, they shoot us to the cross every time. You know, and it's not it's not black on white crime unless the white person started it. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, you know, you want to calm us down or tell us what to do when we taught y'all how to cook food and build, you know, to tell you the truth. You know, mugs didn't know nothing. They just wanted to enslave us from the jump and think that it's still going down and it's still cool. But we not flying for everything no more. You know, right. And I couldn't have been there when George Floyd was getting his neck stepped on. I threw rocks, bottles, glass, all kind of shit to get him off my guy. You know what I mean? Not just two motherfuckers, man. 3 motherfuckers couldn't do that to me. They couldn't do it to you. You know what I mean? Could you imagine if all hunkies showed up? It's always all crackers showing up to kill. And when a black man died, I don't see a black man, an officer on the spot. You see what I'm saying? It's always 4-5 white guys or something like that, you know. And then this guy right here that pulled that tech, you know, burnt up a church, man. I ain't never heard of nobody. I heard of people shooting up church, man, but I ain't never heard nobody burn it down also. So what kind of motive was that? You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to think, did he know the preacher? Did he know the people? You know what I mean? Because at his house, man, there'd be all kind of parties in the back barn. He always selling something. His motorcycles there, his cars for sale, trucks for sale. They always fixing on something. It seemed like it's a big.
You know him, right? I mean, you seen him.
Yeah, I seen him many times. You know, red beard. You know, and I'm like, man, you know, them kind of guys. You kind of, you know, they be looking like Duck Dynasty ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And and I said something about them 2 flags. I rolled past them. I seen the truck, you know, the 2 flags on the trucks, you know, and I was like, man, he think he's some kind of he think he been in some kind of militia or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's a bunch of them running around here. It's a bunch all the time. They be riding through beach. They ride where all the black folks stay with their goddamn flags on. I think he was one of them trucks riding through Beecher. They be trying to incite, trying to get us to stay ass up is what they be trying to do.
Hey man, they could get their issues
right past the barbershop. I be seeing them.
Hey, you know what I noticed? More blacks and blacks sticking together now. You know, 2 gangs.
If we start reverse lynching and motherfucking reverse KKK in their asses,
or black on white crime, you see
what I'm saying? If we start doing that shit, but that's what's so crazy. That's what they want us to do. But I always explain it to them. It's no need for us to do that. We don't feel threatened by them. No matter, even with all the violence that they didn't launched on our community all throughout the years, we still don't feel threatened by them. We still feel like they some small fries.
I think we feel like we the chosen ones, which we are. Exactly. You know what I mean? And can't nothing hold us back. You know, God got us. But far as taking our lives at an early time, all of that's over with. You know, I think people standing on business. I was looking at Chicago gangs. 2 of them done joined forces. So you know what that means. They're getting scared. They're getting scared. And I like what Farrakhan said to him the other day. Farrakhan, he said, I want all the gangbangers and all the gangbangers and thugs to join the Nation of Islam, we'll have the biggest and the roughest, warriors. You know what I mean? And I think it's gonna come a time when they wanna send their militia our way, but we ain't gonna be buying it. But especially in the Flint and the Buck, they come together. We run this city. Then we can start buying some buildings and properties, and it's coming. You got a few blacks done got businesses downtown now, so I'm feeling kind of good about that. That's
real good. Yeah, me too. I love it, man.
And the thing is, if we can all come together, and some things you can't fix. I could see if somebody got killed, but back in the days when somebody got killed, you owed them 2 cows or 2 bulls or something. You know what I'm saying? But it's money these days. You know what I mean? And we don't really necessarily have the funds to. Okay, man, we sorry about that, man, but here go 20,000 or 100,000, like that. But we gonna have it. We gonna get it. Mm-hmm. And another thing, I was looking at man, I wish I could go back to where that college was at, what college it was, that the Black Panthers, they came and secured it. And when the police come, they told them, we don't need y'all. They had 30 cars. You know what I mean? And they was talking to one black dude, and he was talking bold to him. They end up shaking his hand. I'm gonna
look it up. But hey, in the meantime, let me play this video, because it's the video of that guy that burnt the church down.
Right.
And they're gonna go to his house on this video.
Okay.
Giving us a new look at the truck the gunman used as a
That's the truck
weapon to
still?
ram into the building before setting the fire that left the church a total loss.
Look at it.
Authorities confirming today 4 people were killed and everyone is now.
What kind of bumper he got on that motherfucker still? She got damn.
I don't know. I can't really see it, but I think he has some kind of guard on it or something. Like if he Rambo something, he can go right in the bank.
Type shit.
Following the shooting and fire. And thanks for joining us. I'm Taryn Asher.
And I'm Ruth Raj coming to you from right outside of that church. As you say, Taryn, the best news even on this dark day is that everyone is accounted for. We have team coverage tonight, beginning with Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack. But before we get to that, we'll tell you right now that Ingrid Kelly is live talking about how striking nurses went to go help with the efforts that needed to be done yesterday. Also, our own Camila Miri is talking about the suspect and what we know about him. But we do begin tonight with Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack. She has the latest on the investigation. Jessica.
Group, we were at that 12:30 press conference here at Grand Blanc Township PD, where investigators from the locals up to the feds, even Governor Gretchen Whitmer was there. And I think the biggest question in the room was why? Why did this attack happen? And investigators almost defiant in saying that their focus now is on those victims, and they will continue to fill us in on motive later. And we too want to focus on those victims, including 77-year-old John Bond, a local man from Grand Blanc who was shot and killed. We had the opportunity to speak with his wife earlier today. She told us a little bit about John. She said that he is a loving father and grandfather to 10 grandkids. He is a Navy veteran serving time in Vietnam, and in his older age, he liked to spend time with his wife, going to dinner. They golfed. He was also a big train enthusiast as well as a history buff. Now, his wife told me that yesterday morning before they went to church in Grand Blanc, or before he went to church, he was all dressed up in his outfit. She remembers seeing him by the door, and she said that he was worried about shining his shoes and getting a shoe shine. And he told his wife, I love you. Then he went to church, as I said, like so many hundreds of others did on a Sunday morning, and he was shot and killed in that brutal attack. And what he said to folks as they were trying to pull him out of the church, they told him, he said, please call my wife. Now, we continue to follow these stories of heroism that come out of the church, local law enforcement trying to restore law and order here in Genesee County, as well as a sense of calm, also met by words with the governor earlier today at Grand Blanc Township. Let's take a listen.
As a state, we know the pain of this too well. We've seen gun violence in our schools, stores, parades.
Hey, she's starting to look like Cruella on the Dalmatians. Remember that movie, The Dalmatian?
Yeah. Long face up.
Festivals and our houses of worship. These are places that we go to feel connected, to feel safe, to be together. But today, this place has been shattered by bullets and broken glass. And this might be a familiar pain, but it hurts all the same. Every time. We cannot keep living our lives like this.
The governor going on to say, please temper down the rhetoric, especially as they look for a motive in this case. But we can't help but ignore that the shooter, a 40-year-old, a local man, a Marine veteran who served time in Iraq, that he chose the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on purpose. The FBI, who is leading this investigation, said that he chose that specifically. The why is still very unclear, and we're hoping to learn more in the coming days. All of this not to sensationalize this attack and focus on the shooter, but to understand and help as part of the grieving process as we move forward. I'll send it back to you guys.
Yeah, Jessica, I'm listening to you talk just down the road from where I'm standing near this church right now, where obviously this is the crime scene. And yes, it's a place where so many people lost their lives, and you're telling those stories with such beauty and empathy. But the question does remain, why would someone do this? When you hear the defensiveness that you speak up from investigators, piecing this together, the family wants to know how someone could be driven to such hate against one group.
That's right, Rupert. We do know that this 40-year-old shooter, that he has shown signs in the past of PTSD for his time in the Marines. He also showed some erratic behavior to friends in the 48 hours leading up to this. And we know that in these types of attacks, 2/3 of the time, there are signs of this happening in the days and weeks leading up. But I think the disconnect that we've learned in so many of these mass shootings is, where do friends and family turn when you see these signs of maybe erratic behavior? What do you do to intercept it so we never have to report on something like this again?
Yeah, we'll be talking about that with a therapist tonight on The Pulse at 11:30, but this is something that needs to continue to be discussed. And of course, the big question is why. We'll be getting to that hopefully in the days to come. Let's get Duke back for us live tonight. Taryn, we're going to send things back to you from Grand Blanc Township for now.
I thank you for that. Well, less than a week before the shooting, the gunman called Mormons, quote, the Antichrist. He made those comments to a man running for Burton City Council. And Fox News' Camille Mary spoke with that city council candidate, and she's joining us now live with more. And Camille, when he first spoke with this individual, what went through his mind? What did he think he was dealing with?
Well, I mean, he says that the shooter very quickly started telling him his whole life story about how he was in the Marines, how he was in Iraq, how he had a drug addiction at one time, how he moved to Utah and started dating a woman there. He moved there to plow snow. The man running for city council was perplexed by all of it. I'm going to show you the house. This is the house where the shooter lived, and this is the driveway where he stood and talked to him for 20 minutes or so. After all those topics, he says that the shooter brought up religion. Take a listen.
The intro question of what do you think about Mormons, essentially the very final discussion was Mormons are the Antichrist. He has a very distinctive truck. He has those two big flags. Like, it's something that you see, that you would notice. And nothing indicated a week ago that he was preparing to turn that into a missile. There was a lot of thought to this, a tremendous amount of thought. And he would have indicated any sort of violence. I have a responsibility to share that. What he said was anger, but it was not, I mean, it was animus, but there was nothing reflected of an intent. Because again, I have a responsibility. If I am going to do this, I would have been making calls.
Was that the house still?
Yeah, Chris Johns just shocked.
It looked like it's part of it.
Surreal. He was actually in his own church yesterday morning when he heard about the shooting and the fire, and he started watching the news, and then he saw the shooter's picture, and he figured out immediately that this was the guy who he spent all this time talking to. And then afterwards, he called the FBI, he called police, he told them everything he knew. And again, you heard him say that if he had any indication at all that this would have happened, he would have called police right away. But he just thought this was someone who had strong beliefs about a religion, but wasn't necessarily planning to do anything like this. Reporting live in Burton, Camille Amiri, Fox 2 News.
Well, Camille, it's come out that this individual had no connection to this LDS church. It was just Mormons in general. And then it just sadly, all these people were victimized because of their religion.
Yeah, and one of the things that Chris Johns told us about was that when he was in Utah and he was dating that woman, that he had some interaction with the Mormon church and that he wanted to become part of the church, but that he had a lot of tattoos on his arms and that they didn't approve of that. So that was something, indication that he does have, basically a history with the church. Whether or not he was a member, it really doesn't sound like it. But when he was in Utah, he definitely was familiar with the church. He knew people in the church, and obviously, as you heard Chris John say, calling them the Antichrist. So just a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, we know the feds are also looking into this as well to see what other information they can gather. But Camille, we appreciate the update. Well, the horrific incident in Grand Blanc Township leaving many wondering what can be done to keep church communities safe. It comes as incidents of violence against places of worship have been on the rise. We spoke with the CEO of the Fortis Group, which provides security for local churches.
Well, understanding where our vulnerabilities are is the first step. And the second step is then taking some measures to close those gaps. Why not leverage our community? And a lot of churches do. They'll reach within their congregations, within their communities, and they'll use them as a voluntary force, right, to kind of create these safety teams.
Well, churches can work with consultants to devise an emergency response plan, including first aid training and recognizing suspicious behavior.
So he basically was mad at them because he couldn't join their church. That's a damn shame, man.
That was in Utah when they told him he couldn't join the church because he had tattoos. He had met some broad, but I was wondering, did he bring her here? And was the deacon dicking her down or something? You know what I mean? And he got mad at the church. But to me, he was really one of them Proud Boys. You know what I mean? One of them Donald Trump ass motherfuckers, you know?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them running loose around here, bro. I work with a bunch of them, man.
Right.
They be all together.
They feel like they can get away with it. Donald Trump got away with two killings in the insurrection. Yep. And never paid a day. He never had to do a day about it. You know, how can you, I'm gonna say this, how can you believe anything that Donald Trump say? He got 34 felonies. I got a few. I mean, my thing is, I should be able to be the chief of police if I want to now or something. You know what I mean?
Real talk.
Everybody should get if they not violent, they should get their felonies swept off their records. I feel, because what's going on now, they say something else supposed to happen like near the first of the month, and I don't know, you listen to, they act like they feuding, but I don't think they feuding. Trump and his boy, what's his name? Elon. You put an F in front of that. What is that? Felon. You know what I mean? Elon Musk, Felon Musk. You done gave him all the information. You done gave, like Ice Cube said, Donald Trump really is Russian intelligence. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And back in the days, we was putting up cable taps for people's cable TV. And this was like, was it 93, 94, something like that? It might have been 98, 99, 97, I would say. And when they was pulling fiber optic wire through here. So I used to tell people, I said, we probably, one guy had I forgot his name. You might know his name. It's a movie about him. He said they could go through your phone, and if you got 40 connections, 40 contacts, that's like 2.5 billion people right there that they contacted in their contacts plus their contacts. You see what I'm saying? Meaning my phone, I had like 800 contacts, all business, no dope. You know what I'm saying? But say you got 40 contacts, okay, boom. I got your number in my phone, so now they investigate you and your 40 and so on and so on. Made 2.5, but just imagine a guy like me with 1,000 contacts. You know what I mean? That's probably 250, 1,000 contacts. So they've been watching. And like I used to tell people, my man's had to go move in Russia. They did a movie about him. I forgot the name of it, but they banned him here. But he the one told the story, And so if you got a TV in your bedroom, you got a porn over in Russia. You just ain't going to see it though, because you never know, because you ain't never going to Russia. You see what I'm saying? So them fiber optics that they pulled through here to put into the cable taps for your TV. Your TV got a little circle up under the name of it. Everything else is Etch-a-Sketch. Like that little Etch-a-Sketch board you used to have, but that little circle is the camera. Now you can be eating some Kentucky Fried Chicken, or you might be eating a Marie Callender pot pie. They're gonna show you that pot pie on a commercial while you eating it. They've been stealing since the Hindenburg win to give to the hierarchy. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? And they really killing this world now with all this technicalities, with all this technical stuff, to tell you the truth. Satellites fighting. I was just telling my girl about the, what you call them things that they building, all them antennas and all of that. They say it's G5 for your phone and all of that. It ain't for your phone, man. They burning them up now. Because they been radiation. It's been radiation killing us. They trying to give us all cancer. I can't hold a phone too long without dropping it or it getting numb or making my hands get numb. A lot of things they doing, man, is to steal from us and to knock us off. But people be talking about Jesus coming back and all of this. He ain't never left. We just left him. You see what I'm saying? And then, like I said, God, he watching everybody. You call him what you want, but I'm gonna tell you this: Jesus, he's us. He's us to save your own ass. We know these hunkies is you got some. What I like about the guy that killed Charlie Kirk is that he said, "I'm tired of this racist motherfucker." You know what I mean? That's what he said. He was tired of him, and this is a good day to get him. But I'm like, nah, I don't like nobody killing nobody. You know what I mean? To tell you the truth, when we all bleed the same blood. I just believe that, we as blacks, we should stick together more, coming from where we came from. You know what I mean? If y'all knew where we came from. If black folks knew where we came from, we would quit killing each other.
I swear, bro. I say it all the time. I think a lot of that self-hate that we got, though, I think it's in our DNA. You got to think.
I think that's the mama side of the boy. The mama side of the boy coming out in a man.
That's part of it, too. That's definitely part of it. That's what I think. That's what I think trigger it. But we got some DNA of white rapist blood in us. We all got some white rapist blood. A lot of us don't want to talk about it, but none of us really all black, African. We can look in the mirror and see that we can look at our hair texture, we can look at our skin tone, we can look at our eye colors. A lot of us got white features. And it's those features that we covet. Like, we love the pretty eyes, the hazel eyes. We love the good hair. You know what I'm saying? But them the bad features. Them the rapist features. So that's a part of that self-hate that we got, And what you just said, that woman side, a lot of these men, a lot of these young boys being raised by just women, emotional. I think it's that like trigger that deep hate that we got. I think it's a combination. You know, like
I don't understand it. I couldn't hate on nobody, you know, that ain't done nothing to me or my family. You know what I mean? I mean,
exactly.
Like I used to tell people way back then, my friends may not be your friends. You know what I mean? I'm international. You know, I feel like ain't nothing but a fashion show. We've been sharp all our life as black.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? They biting off of us. That I remember when people start putting 20-inch rims on their cars, they start bringing them out of GM with 20-inch rims on them. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
You know, everything we do, they steal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like like that COINTELPRO shit.
Like,
You know,
bro. Still, white people sell themselves. Like they literally, like white racism is for sale, bro. That's a commodity. Racism is a commodity, and the ones who are literally selling their skin is our white mutated. You know, they really from us. They just mutated. They really are. So they selling their skin, man. And it's sickening to see it. You know what I'm saying? It's sickening to see them literally selling their skin. But in order for them to sell it, they got to devalue our skin. So their skin wouldn't be worth nothing if ours would, you know what I'm saying? Like in order for them to be looked at as great, they have to have us looking bad. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be one without the other. So like that's all part of this white supremacy scheme, and it's all fake. It's all an illusion. Like going, what they say, what Trump talking about, making America great again.
Yeah.
So you was born in the time. Still, you kind of remember the time period he talking about. So what is he talking about when he talking about making America great again?
I guess when niggas didn't have shit and had to steal chitlins and shit, you know, out the bucket in the back to, you know, eat them and make them some kind of cuisine or special dinner or something. You know what I mean? Or when they was whipping slaves or something. You know what I mean? Raping and hanging slaves. You know, raping our grapes and shit. You know, that's the only thing I can see. Really, it's make America hate again. You know, that's what the heck should say. Make America hate again.
Make America hate again.
Because he ain't got nothing but hate. He ain't got nothing but racist motherfuckers that voted for him and believe in him. But you know what?
You can see the hate.
You can smell it. They wearing it. Like Master P say, they wearing it. You know what I mean? And you know, we've been learned to shoot I'm gonna say little Al Mundy's, which is moves through religion, through the old Negro spiritual and shit. But now the raps ain't no old Negro spirituals; they hood spirituals.
Yeah,
you know, and it's really gonna take. And like I say, you know, we get black kids that don't give a fuck. That's good. And that's bad too.
It really is.
But it's good when you're doing something positive.
If we could channel it. If it's channeled.
That's what I'm saying. If you're doing something positive with it, it's fuck what I think or fuck what you think. I'm making this happen. You know what I mean? And it ain't nothing bad. It just, you know what the world used to be and what it is today. Gotta stay on guard and always ready to spray. You know what I mean? But look who you spraying. A product from your environment. You know what I mean? And that's because of hate. You know, hate. They done taught hate to whereas like Trump did say there's some things he let out, man, and you can compute it. He said Warren Buffett and somebody else want population control. Okay. And they also want all the black kids to be crazy or gay.
Bill Gates.
You know what I mean? But being gay is killing off the population.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But they can't see.
Exactly what it is.
they can't see the forest for the damn trees or the damn weed, you know.
No, they can't.
And you know, that's a crime in Africa. You know what I mean? It's a crime in Africa. You can't even cuss in Africa when you go to jail. You know? And then you got these women these days, man, harder than the men because they wanted to be Nicki Minaj. They hanging out every week, every weekend, bringing a different nigga home and getting pregnant. And that's your baby? No, that ain't my baby. You know, you was with my man's last week. You know what I'm saying? And they expect for him to take care of that baby when he don't even know you and you don't know him. You see what I'm saying? You got to get you somebody, man, these days, man, that got some morals, you know, within their damn self, you know. And a lot of these young kids, man, they need their grandmama. Their mothers need to be hanging around their grandmama more to learn how to, you know, cook something, you know what I mean? Teaching kids division and shit like that, you know. You wanna go get by you some blue hair or some red hair or some green hair, you know what I'm saying? And thinking you know something. A nigga gotta be rich.
Monster and shit, man.
A nigga gotta be rich to fuck with you, and you looking like a damn superhero.
God damn. Oh shit!
You did. I don't understand it, man. I just can't. I can't
get it either, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I be. When I see that kind of shit, man, I be like, how is our race gonna continue with this kind of behavior? Like,
man, you got that right.
Like, how is these young men? You know, because on the surface, I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? Like, I already know young men, you know, to have fun with a certain type of female, that's different than having a family with a certain type of female.
Right.
I can probably say, I can't speak for all the young men, but for the most part, I can just speak for our generation, my generation. We want somebody that we know gonna take care of home. So
that's right.
I just don't see a lot of them like really getting with a woman like that. And like you said, a lot of these young men, man, they got feminine kind of ways. So
man, I ain't never seen so many sissies. I ain't never seen so many sissies, Moby, man. It's a damn shame, man.
I know, right?
And the girls, I remember in '93, I started wearing a bald head, man. And next thing you know, they was coming out the box, like, you know, they meet. It's like, you know, I'm talking to me again. You know what I'm saying? You know, you meet a girl, she got more cuss words than you. You know, she harder than you know, now. You know, and then they got these women, they marry each other, and then they get a baby. You know, what you gonna teach the baby? Pull out his dick. All you can do is teach him to wipe his ass or something. You know what I'm saying? That's feminine right there. They killing off the race and people don't even know it. You know,
I swear. And they contributed to it, but in they, you know, deranged mind, they think that's freedom. Like, the word freedom, this is what I said the other day, man. The word free, it's none, okay, it's free, but it's a cost to everything. So the cost to want to be free in that kind of way is, like you said, population decrease. That's the cost. Right. See what I'm saying? The cost is less of people. That's a big cost for you wanting to live a certain kind of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So that's the cost to that. So, you know, everybody free, you know, you free, especially in this country, you free to do whatever you want to do. But what's the cost? That's what's the cost. That's, see what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't even stop to wonder what that cost is. Yeah, but just let's stand on topic, man, about the violence, bro. But you know what? That's a form of violence. I would classify that as a form of violence.
That's just like, you know, how they how they kill a lot of people at a time. You know, just like even the pandemic. Okay, doctors was getting paid to kill then. My uncle, I dropped him off at Genesis, out in Grand Blanc. See, what Grand Blanc is really heard about is that they call themselves the Great White, and the church got burned down in the Great White.
In the Great White.
Why somebody white? You see what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
And they ain't expecting nothing like that to happen out there.
Never in a million years.
And like I said about the pandemic, like my auntie, I dropped my uncle off. I say, power up, uncle. They go, when they got you, they got you. He couldn't hardly go up the stairs. You know, so boom. I'm working. My son called me, the ambulance here to pick up auntie. What? Who called for the ambulance? My cousin down in North Carolina trying to direct traffic. But my grandmother was a nurse. So that morning, auntie told me I'm getting over the diarrhea part of it. You know what I mean? And this was so killing about it though. When I'm gonna come back to this, but she said I'm getting over the diarrhea part of it, and so she went on to the hospital. She called me 2 days later to come and get her. She had a little bit of pneumonia. Okay, so she said, "Well, I'm gonna go to rehab for the surgery for my ankle." You know, she was kind of heavy, and so I said, you know, Auntie's 71 years old. So I said, okay, Auntie, whatever you want to do, you want to come home, you come on home now. I'll come get you, you know. So 2 days later, they put Unc on oxygen. They called me up. I tell her his wife is out there on the 9th floor. That ain't even the COVID floor. So she put him on oxygen. You hear what happened to Alvin? I said, yeah. She said, get son this and get rid of this and that. You know, she telling me what to do. So 3 days later, she said, oh, here they come looking for some more shit. She said, tell them I don't want no more, what'd she say? No more, dang, I forgot the word. Procedures. She don't want no more procedures. I say, Auntie, you tell them that too. I got on, hey man, what y'all doing with her? She don't want no more procedures. Do you know they took her down on the 4th floor? And she said, it seemed like it's a sludge hammer hit me in my chest when it should be something soft. You know what I mean? So I go back to Yibby. He was in there and he asked the girl in the morning, am I gonna die? And she said, you could. And then so dude come in second shift, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And he said, man, why you looking all sad? He said, because the nurse said it's a possibility that I'll die. He said, look at you, man. You sitting up on your phone. Look at them, they laying down. He told me he was sitting up taking 35 pounds of pressure. They was pounding niggas out, man. You know, that little shot and all that shit, man, everybody took that shot. There's something wrong with them now. Either they snapping out or, you know, it's their leg or knee, you know what I mean? Or anything that got the weakest part of your body is hitting, you know?
That could possibly explain all of this white on white crime shit.
That's what I'm thinking too. And these what they call them stations with all them antennas, what they call that? They talking about it's some towers. Man, them ain't no towers. They cooking trees, tearing the bark off the damn trees. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember hearing about that anyway.
All of that. You was on whatchamacallit. You know, you looked at, they chopped them trees down in front of y'all house and Earl in them house and all of that. A lot of them trees got bald headed. You know what I mean? Because of them towers. But people burning them down now. They getting hip to what they've been trying to do. They've been trying to fry us. That's why you can't hold a phone too long and this and that. You know, my body carry electric anyway, man. You know, it's bad. And like I was saying, I would come back to was when they put that pandemic out, December 31st, 2017, I was in Atlanta. We went to go see Michigan play Florida in the new Georgia Dome Stadium, whatever that is, okay? AT&T, something like that. Well, anyway, the next day was 2018, right?
Right.
So January, my auntie's birthday, 25th, I had COVID in 2018. When Clarissa Shields and them was shooting that movie and Ice Cube and them came down here, Ice Cube came on March 10th. He had to leave March 13th because of the COVID shutdown.
You talking about 2020? You talking about 2020?
They let a whole 2 years almost go by before they said anything about the COVID. Sure did. See, people don't be knowing, but I know because I can't shit. I ain't shitting up shit. I ain't throwing up nothing. You know what I mean? What got me back was some Fritos, sucking the salt off the Fritos, man. No appetite, nothing. So they've been trying to kill us for a long time, and I felt like it was down south in Atlanta first. You see what I'm saying? And can't come this way. I said, man, you know they know what they're doing when they trying to eliminate us. You know, but my thing is
that's with the crack. You know, the drugs.
Yeah, liquor stores.
So still, you remember the crack epidemic, bro. I know you got insight on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's pretty much when the black on black explosion started. So I know you remember before crack and you remember after crack.
Yeah.
Can you share with these viewers, man, like what it was like before crack, bro, and how our community moved around?
Hey, man, before crack came here, man, to me, the 70s was the coolest year. Slap me 5, baby, on the black hand side. You did? You know, all of that. I'm hip and all of that. You see what I'm saying? We was cool and smooth in. And so it went off into the early 80s, you know. But soon as crack got here, man, you know, you used to leave your doors open and go anywhere and come back and won't nothing be taken.
I remember. I was around. I remember.
You start to see the most shiestiest shit. I mean, you know, television gone. You know, he done did this. What made him do it? You know what I mean? That crack epidemic was a killer itself, man. I wish that wouldn't have never came here too. But you know, people was doing heroin before that. We wasn't doing none of that. You know, I ain't even smoke weed. I went overseas and smoked weed or drink beer till I was about probably like 30 something, man. To tell you the truth, you know what I mean? Right. Especially beer. I ain't never liked the beer back then. You know, I thought it looked like piss, make you piss. You know, piss you off. You know what I'm saying? I'm overseas hooping. I'm in Germany where the best beer at. You know what I'm saying? Hooping my ass off, trying to go to the pros. Everybody back then, man, was trying to buy their mama a house, daddy a car, but I'll tell them buy daddy a house too because, you know, mama just wasn't having it. She was just first to have his kids, but you know, he a king, you know what I mean? Everybody like him, you know? So, like I was saying, I said, man, that damn crack era, when that came, man, it just seemed like it was a lot of unexplainable shit happening, you know, meaning, you know, to the black girl, man, girl be the finest girl, you know, thicker than Edward red beans, you know what I'm saying? And man, you know, ass don't come back when you lose it. Ass do not come back when you lose it. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. Hey, man. Ass don't come back. Man, I'd rather motherfuckers just drink. Yeah, man, ass don't come back, man. I've seen some of the baddest motherfuckers lose their hips and ass, man. And they got clean and all that. But that didn't come back. That don't come back. You know what I'm saying? Then, I mean, you know, nigga come in the house smelling like lighter fluid and shit. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of gas and shit. I like, man, you getting high. You know what I'm saying? It was
I remember, man. My brother,
fume.
Man, my brother had the motherfuckers all in our house over there on Palmetto.
Hey
Yo,
man,
I
the
came
car.
in my motherfucking house, bro. I said, what the fuck is that smell?
Yeah,
Man,
smelling like the shit you
man,
put in
y'all
the
gotta
air.
get the fuck out of here. My brother was like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, you gotta get out of here. They paying me all this money, nigga. My brother put me out.
Yeah. He said he running the car to fuck that.
Man, he said, you get your ass out, motherfucker. They paying me, motherfucker. I said, man, you got
But
these motherfuckers in our mama
you
daddy
see what
house.
it did. You see what it did.
It's horrible. It's
You know,
horrible.
and then
End up in jail and shit, man.
yeah, and then people start losing their jobs in the shop. You know what I mean? And
The
then
worst, bro.
it kind of ran off GM. It kind of ran off GM.
It did.
You know? And then so boom. So now the junkyard taking aluminum siding. You know what I mean?
I remember that era.
A lot of niggas burnt their house down, moved down south some damn where. You know what I'm saying?
I
Get that
remember.
motherfucking money, man. Get the hell away from these niggas,
I remember. That was, yeah, I remember
And then-
that shit.
And then so now motherfuckers scrapping. You know what I mean? It's many bandos around here now. It used to be 6, 7 kids in each house, man. If it wasn't 1, 2, or 3. It
I
wasn't
remember
wasn't a gap on the street. You know, so that crack epidemic, that crack was a bad joker right there, man. For real. And
So then they pull all the motherfucking jobs out of where black people stay at, you know, shut all the jobs down. That contributed to, you know what I'm saying, the violence, black on black violence. We ain't got no motherfucking money. You know,
I mean,
they fed
you
us
start to
drugs.
you got better guns than when you sold drugs. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of shit, man. Niggas stealing guns for sale and just out here killing all. I need my little money. You know, my father used to tell me, he said, man, don't do nothing to nobody about no damn drugs, man, because you ain't supposed to be selling shit no way. You know, but I that wasn't my lane no way. I ain't had no problem with Harlan Green and none of them niggas, man, because I was more of an athlete than anything. You know, I was trying to get big money. You know, that's small change, but just say, like, a lot of people got into music and got on TV from them drugs, though. You know what I mean? They invested their money in school. They invested their money in music. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these rappers, if it wasn't for the crack epidemic, they wouldn't be on TV today.
They showed
because they had money to pay for their studio time to do what they got to do. You know,
but you know, like overall, the overall impact on our community, man. I'm just so glad I never touched it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just so glad that when I ride through these fucked up ass areas in our city, I can honestly say, with my hand on the Bible, I ain't had nothing to do with that shit.
That's right. Me too.
You know what I'm saying? It's a good feeling, man, to be able to know that. You know that.
Yeah.
But I look at like this content, bro. Like this content game. Like it's a lot of people, a lot of black content creators get online and talk bad about our community. You know, they get online and bash our community. And what it do is just like the crack shit. You know, it get views. But you know, like the last one I did, man, I had one of my homies, he asked me he called in and he asked me a question. He said, Moby, man, drama sells. And I told him, I said, you know, I understand, bro. I get that. But that's like selling your soul too. If you know to not do that. If you know to, like, I ain't finna talk bad about our people. I know I ain't gonna excuse the bullshit in our community, like the black on black crime. But I do want to give an explanation to it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no excuse. But it's an explanation. Just like what that white anchor lady was doing with that white dude. She was giving an explanation on why he might have blew that goddamn church up. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't excusing it.
Right. She really don't know. You know what I mean? They fishing right now. They trying to see, did he have a woman? You know what I mean? They probably had her downtown 24 hours. You know, what you fucking the preacher? You know what I'm saying? Or anything. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. For real, bro. You know, we don't know. I just think he one of them Proud Boys, man, and got a call. You know, because some stuff went down, and they told Trump bombed somebody, and they said, well, you know, we got people to make moves that's already over there, and when they call it's made, it's their turn. You see what I'm saying?
You know, they said the leader of the Mormon church, the Latter-day Saints, that church that he blew up, the leader died yesterday. He died the same day that happened. He died yesterday.
Yeah.
So
see,
that could have, you know what I'm saying? That could have had something to do with it.
You could have caught a call from Trump. Ain't no telling, man. You know, the Proud Boys, he one of them. You know, to me, looked like it. You know, with them flags and stuff. You know, he used to have a different flag on there too, like a POV on it or something. You know?
Yeah, I definitely remember that truck because he had two different flags on there.
Yeah.
I remember that truck. That truck.
And when I seen him, I went to clutching because I'm like, man, he one of them.
I seen him, and it's like he just be riding around for nothing, right?
Yeah.
He be riding around with flags, just trying to show out his flags and shit, trying to start shit.
And he had a lot of people used to come to his house though. You see what I'm saying? I mean, filled up, it'd be a party. They got the little white lights in the back and all of that, man. He fixing cars, selling them. You've seen all kind of cars, different colors, different everything, you know. I just don't understand.
This shit might be bigger than just him then, huh? That's probably what the FBI but see, this the thing. He looked like he supported them. So even if they do find out that he was part of a bigger organization, they ain't gonna make no big deal about it.
No, they ain't gonna let us know that.
They not.
They not gonna let us know that.
They ain't gonna arrest that group. They gonna let them keep. You know, they gonna let them free. Just let them run loose. That's what they gonna do.
That's why I tell these little niggas, man, we need to all stick together, man, because if they come across that line and we got the young soldiers standing at that line on Carpenter Road or Saginaw Street or wherever, you know what I'm saying? For real. I mean, you know, we got to take care of us, you know, because it ain't getting no better. And before it ain't getting no better. And the only way it's going to get better is we go back to, you know, 10 to a house, damn near. You know, it's going to get bad because they talking about cutting off bridge cars and all that at the beginning of the year. What you think these niggas going to be doing, man?
It's already bad. I don't even want to imagine what they're going to be doing, bro.
I'm glad. I'm so glad I'm gifted, man, to do what I got to do what I do to eat. You know what I mean? I ain't never had them damn stamps. I had at one point when I was raised a little man by myself, but I wasn't depending on that. You know what I mean? Ain't had none of that. And don't let him get it because he won't go to work then. You know what I'm saying? These kids got to work. These kids got to work, man, and they don't want to work. That's why all the older people got the jobs. But they done poison our kids with the medicine to try to turn them to females. You know what I mean? They so scared of black strength, man. It's funny. You know, they know we put our hearts together and hands together.
And that's why, like, when Charlie Kirk, you know, get to always want to speak on black men not being in the house, man. They've been terrorizing black men ever since we've been over here. They've been terrorizing, lynching, all of that. So, like, man, like we. To be honest with you, bro, like if it is a civil war that they want to start with us, we already won it. We already won. We proved. They've been trying to kill us off, but we're still here.
Yeah, we still here. We just got to get more together, you know. And like they say, if we can make their ass gay, then they won't be having no more babies. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that they got, we gonna kill them with this medicine. You know, we gonna tell everybody they got high blood pressure, and so we gonna get them on this high blood pressure medicine first, and that's gonna keep them coming back to see us. They don't cure nothing. You know what I mean? They prolong it so they get paid. Like my man said, he was a diabetic for 11 years. My homie who got about 150 houses in Beecher. You know what I'm saying? Summit Reynolds. He said he He got with this girl, and she looked like she white, but she got black kids. She hips like a black girl, you know what I mean? And he was Muslim. He's Muslim, and she took him to this doctor down in Florida, and they said that's the only place that they could have this surgery. They took a slip out his back, a link out his back or something, man. That's all it was. The doctor said he was diabetic. Man, he hadn't been diabetic, but he had been taking the medicine for 11 years, man. And guess what he said to me? He said, "What doctor you know don't want to see you sick, don't want you to be sick?" You see what I'm saying? Exactly. We got natural cures. We just got to take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like even the medical field is part of this white supremacy shit, bro. Like they trying to kill us off. They trying to kill us off. Yeah, they don't study when they study the white lab rats for medicine. For certain medicines, they study the white ones because they want to study it for the white people. They studying the albino rats because they know that the medicine will help white people. They don't got no study for black medicine.
You got that
so
right.
They're not trying to save us. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's.
Thing is, in other countries, man, medical is free. You see what I'm saying? If you get sick, we coming to get you. We gonna get you together, and it don't cost you a thing. We want you to live. You see what I'm saying? Over here, it's like, yeah, we brought y'all here, but it's too many of you motherfuckers now. You know, we got to kill some of y'all off. You know, and another thing you were saying about what I didn't like is that what I seen when I was young was the hunky chased the nigga out the bed. You know, he put him on child support so they could lock him up and take him away from the kids. You see what I'm saying? He always got to pay something to somebody else about his kids. When the black man, he really gonna hover over that little kid, little boy or little girl, you know what I mean? To teach them what not to do and set them free when they get grown to do the same thing that you taught them, you know? But here, nah, now they got, if you have a baby now, it's 5,000 off rip. That pussy costs 5,000. She get pregnant. You know what I mean? And the baby might not be yours, but they still gonna say it's yours. If they say it's yours, it's yours. Without any goddamn test. And I went to take a test, man, a couple of times, man, and she didn't even bring the baby down. I said, man, I mean, she didn't even come down. You see what I'm saying? I said, man, that's kind of premeditated. It seemed like to me. The bitch want to fuck my car instead of me. You know, new nigga and shit she see, she like and shit. You know what I'm saying? And boom, next thing you know, you pregnant, but it wasn't mine. You see what I'm saying? But for 16 years, I paid child support. That was a damn shame, though, man. Like I said, they get us with that. They always want us in debt, either dead or in debt. You know what I mean? When we the ones that built this bitch for real, man. You know, I think if Trump could run for president, I think Obama could run back for president. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you still hear me, bro? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna be all right, though, man. Long as
my mic was messed up. You hear me now, right?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know what keep. It's like the second or third time I had to change my mic.
Hey, man. A lot of people is shocked, but I'm not shocked at all, man, because this lady told me 15 years ago. She said, "Yeah, y'all go to Walmart to buy groceries, but most of the white guys is buying ammunition." You see what I'm saying? Because they feel like it's gonna be a civil war. But you know what, man? I'm finding out now it's a lot of white people gonna be telling their daughters to get them a black man because they know how to live. You know, white person get down to 100,000 in their account or 20,000 in their account. They gonna kill themselves. Feel like they
sure
broke.
the fuck do. They sure do. They don't know how to survive, man. And
when we can make something out of nothing, real fast. You know what I mean?
Real talk. Yeah, that's a quality, bro. Like to be able to weather, like especially where everything going. Yeah, because that's really why I think these white guys, mostly white men, tripping because they can't take struggle. They don't know how to like channel the worst situation into the best situation. They don't know how to just weather the storm, man. And that's the one thing that we do got.
Yeah, and that's like my mans that did that the other day. Okay, we don't really know what's going on. They searching, they fishing, you know. But it's a lot of people do that off of divorce.
Real
you know what I mean? She's gonna get my 401k, you know, and that's gonna, you know, and this and that and this, you know.
Right.
And I really don't have no mercy because of what we've been through and what I've seen them do to my people. You know what I mean? And y'all doing it to yourself now. Yeah, when we was doing it to ourselves, it was cool. But now they doing it to themselves. You know what I'm saying?
And they see, that's the thing. They get, like you said, they getting the ammunition, wanting to do something to us, but they don't even know us. So you can't really hate what you don't know. So they swear they hate us, but don't know it. So what they end up doing is they end up wreaking havoc on their own community because that's the thing that they don't even know that they hate until they snap out. You know what I'm saying? They really hate their own self, but they want to.
You right, bro. And who's to say? Who's to say that's the first person? Who's to say that's the first person he shot?
Yeah, exactly. Because they get away with every goddamn thing, man. You know, they get the benefit of the doubt. So, this probably most likely not the first person.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we get caught. We get caught doing any goddamn thing, especially to some white people. You know, when we don't get caught for hood shit, it's because they don't care to catch us. You know, they don't care. They glad that we killing our own self. So yeah, they don't want to catch. They don't care. And if they do, you notice, man, they really don't even throw the book at you for killing your own people. They be giving these motherfuckers 10 years for murder.
You right. 2 for the gun and 2 for the gun. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's really like take this dope. It's a lot of snitches out here. A lot of snitches out here, and them snitches they know be killing. They'll tell you to go kill them. You know what I mean? Sit you up in jail and everything, and find you guilty. We through using you now. You know what I mean? Or they let you go. Way to handle that because he was giving somebody else a problem. You know, and it tripped me out back in the days. My man told me, he said the judges run the sports and the hoes. So how you gonna let Beecher with 222 students beat Grand Blanc 3 years ago when E and them and Jalen and them was there, and they all went to Division I colleges? You know what I mean? Y'all can't stop this. Y'all can't stop us. But now it's happening out in the Great White. Hey, Great White ain't so great no more.
Nah, it ain't never been great. You know, it ain't never been great.
That's what they call Grand Blanc.
I know. Yeah, I know what it means. Great White. I know. Grand Blanc translates to Great White. Yeah.
Hey man, I was looking at some people around here where my man stay around the block. You know, I was looking at some people around here today. They looking scarce. They looking like, what made him do it? Or Johnny snapped out. Or you know what I mean? No, y'all got weapons for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all business to do something. You know what I'm saying? It just happened to you.
They don't even care about the people so much as the property value. Trust me. They worried about that property value going down.
That's what it is.
They
That's
worried.
what it is.
If they could have hushed that story and it didn't get all the way out, you know, to the world, they could have just kept it in Grand Blanc and had a little small article about a little small fire that happened and some dude, you know, they would have kept it hush hush. Because that property value, they don't want people to start running and leaving Grand Blanc and that property value go down. That's what they most worried about. They don't care about no people.
They sure don't, man.
Only care about property.
I wish we could get together, man. Just 1,000 niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? 1,000 black brothers, really. You know, young men, not YNs, but young men. You know what I mean? Just so we could teach them. You know, electric.
We could do it. We could pull it off easy. You hear me? We could pull it off.
We're gonna do it. That's what we're here for.
I got at least 1,000 on my phone right now.
God told me. He said, you 60 for a reason. You 60-something for a reason. Moses didn't get elected till he was 80. You know, you see what I'm saying? His job wasn't done. You see what I mean? And he said he wants me to do something big, you know, and I'm here to do that. You know, and I thank God for this this floor right here that you put me on. You know, to tell
man, you powerful still, man. You know, like I always told you, you know, like you like my big brother. You know what I'm saying? Uncle, you powerful, man, and you always inspire us young black men, and you know, you kind of show me how to give back, reach back to my young dogs. You know, we both garner respect from the younger ones of us. You know, you tapped in with my age group. You tapped in with the young. You tapped in with the babies.
Just coaching. I'll be so glad, you know. And I was listening to this boy the other day. He said he worked in a shop now. He said I thought I had to kill me somebody and go to prison and come out with some relevance.
Damn.
You know what I mean? I said, man, that was the wrong way of thinking. I don't know who raised you, but you in the right place right now. You know what I mean? Working. You're gonna live to be old if you just go there and go back home or get you a girl and raise a family or whatever to what's important, man. Take care of your kids.
You know, a lot of these young men now, man, I'll be just looking at them and I'll just be praying for them, bro. You know, the ones they call the YNs. And I'll be praying for them, man, and hoping one day they can say the same thing one day and say, you know what, man, I used to think about doing this and change their life all the way around, man. We never want to give up on them. You know what I'm saying? Never want to give up on these babies, man.
Hell no. No, they're the future, man. You want the best for your kids, man. And you want the kids to be around the best. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
You know, and I just feel like, look at all these schools closed. You know what I mean? That's because they ran the man out the damn house. To tell you the truth.
I mean, the jobs leaving.
That's what I'm talking about. The job, the house is burned down.
Yeah.
You know, FOC.
You know, I mean, Flint. Most of the people, they still around. They just don't live in the side of Flint.
Right.
They around. They in Genesee County.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You still live. Ain't nothing wrong with still living. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with still living.
Yeah.
You want to see everybody get old. You know what I'm saying? We was promised 100 years, really, man. And niggas live to be 900 in the real time. You know, they was eating once every 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine that? You know, but they were eating the right shit. You know?
Right.
Like everything, like these school, like the school meals now, all the fruit ain't got no seeds in them. No watermelon seeds, no grape seeds. Grapes bigger than my damn eyes. You know what I'm saying?
No seeds in the motherfucker.
You know, what did y'all shot this shit up? You know, this some premeditated stuff to fuck your body up, man.
Yeah, and don't want you to plant your own shit. That's what's going on.
Yeah, that's why the That's why the trees was losing bark, because they killing the soil. You see what I'm saying? Killing the soil. Man. You can't be killing the soil. And that's why I be telling my baby, she be telling me, I won't cut that apple tree down. I said, you're going to be glad you can get juice out that apple in a minute.
Real talk. Hey, Steel. Hey, man, look, we're gonna join back again, hopefully in the very near future. And I appreciate you for being on, man. We've been on here an hour and 30 minutes, 90 minutes, man. And yeah, I'm sure we could be on here for another 2-3 hours, but we're gonna cut it short. What's your last? I know you want to say some last words to the viewers.
My thing is, I'm for togetherness. You know what I mean? Whatever way we got to do it, you know, and positivity. You know, we know the world got all kind of issues going on with different people. We don't know what's on their mind. Everybody ain't having a good day, you know, but I want everybody to have a better day. You know what I mean? And ain't nothing but love.
That's real talk, man. Well, y'all know me, Marlon Speaks Live. We gonna be back on real soon. I might come back on tonight with a different topic. But yeah, this my brother right here, big bro, Stilio the Great. Yeah, man. So y'all gonna see a lot more of him in the near future. And we over and out. One,
my mans.
All the time.